We've all heard of the term doom scrolling, when we scroll through our social media feeds and are left with a feeling of doom and gloom and negativity. So, if your social media feeds are leaving you feel negative, then these are the actions that you need to be taking. So, first of all, it's important to remember that you are in control of your social media feeds and what you see on those feeds to a degree. So, the first thing you're in control of is who you are following on social media. So, if you're following people that leave you feeling negative, the simple answer would be to unfollow those people. So, make sure you're paying attention when you see posts and think, oh, here they go again, they're moaning again, or I'm comparing my life to theirs, or they're making me feel jealous, they're not leaving you with feelings that are positive, then a simple unfollow is an obvious step to take. Now, I know sometimes, though, it could be a family member or a friend, for example, that is leaving you feeling a little bit low from what they're sharing on social media. And you don't want to unfollow them or unfriend them, because then they'll know about it and they'll wonder what's going on, and it might cause bigger issues for you. So what I would recommend you do in this scenario is you mute them. They will be none the wiser that you have muted them. Don't worry, they're not going to get a notification to say Sam Flynn has muted you on Facebook or Instagram or wherever else. But muting them means they won't appear in your feed, but you are still following them or friends with them. So it doesn't cause any of those kind of repercussions. So while we can manage who we're following and who we're friends with, and we can make sure that we are solving that issue, the other issue that we now have with social media is that it suggests content to us. So you will often see posts in your feeds from people that you aren't following, or accounts that you have no interest in. And that's all decided by computer systems. It's all trying to work out, what would Sam Flynn be interested in seeing? And in your case, obviously, it would be what you are interested in seeing. And it will look at things like what content you already pay attention to. For example, I've recently got back in the gym after an injury. I've been looking at kind of gym accounts and people showing different exercise routines in the gym. And so I'm seeing more and more of that on my feed, which is great. It's really useful to me right now. So that's something I do want to see. So it's picked up that I've kind of gone and searched for workout inspiration or workout ideas. And now it's showing me more and more of that, which is really useful to me. However, as an example, a few months ago on TikTok, I was just having a quick look through and came across a video that was like CCTV of someone just before they were grabbed off the street and murdered, essentially. And it was one of those kind of ones where you're drawn in and you watch it and you're like, oh my God. And actually afterwards, after I'd scrolled off it, I was like, oh, I feel really not good after watching that. I feel really down and low and not happy, obviously. And the problem was, because I'd watched it in full, TikTok had then decided, Sam likes watching these true crime things and CCTV and such like, so we'll show her more. And so I quickly had to stop paying attention to them. So a simple answer is, when the computer systems, the AI generated content is delivered to you from things that you haven't chosen to see, you can make sure you quickly scroll past it. Don't pay it attention, because paying it attention shows the platform that you're interested in it. Quickly scrolling past it means you're showing the platform you're not interested in it. On the flip side of that, when you're seeing things that make you feel really positive, that are really useful for you, that are giving you something back when you're using social media, pay more attention to them, like those posts, engage with them, because that's showing the computer that this is the kind of content that I'm interested in. And then finally, a lot of the platforms, for all they suggest content to you, have ways in which you can manage that suggested content and even turn it off. I'm going to show you Instagram as an example. So if you're seeing something on your Instagram feed that's been suggested to you that you don't want to see, for example, if you're going through your Reels feed, what you can do is you can click on the three dots on that reel and you can click the not interested option. And when you click on that, you can see there's a few more options that appear. For example, you can tell them if it's something that makes you feel uncomfortable. You can manage kind of keywords that come up and make sure you're stopping seeing any content that use certain keywords, you can stop seeing anything from that particular account. So you can see there's a few options here that you can choose from to manage that and make sure you're in control of it. Another thing that pops up when you click on those three dots is manage suggested content. So when you click on manage suggested content, you're able to then be in control of this. And one thing you'll notice on here is you can actually turn off seeing suggested content for 30 days. And then of course, after that, you can just do the same again. So if you never want to see suggested content, you just want to see content from people you're following, that's a really good way of switching it all off and just keeping your feed to those that you follow. And it's a great way of really curating your feed to make sure it's leaving you feeling positive. As I said before, for me, some of the suggested content is really useful actually, and I enjoy watching it. So I personally like to have suggested content turned on, so long as it is delivering to me the things that I want to see. And if it's not, make sure you're telling it. Make sure you're telling the algorithm that you are not interested in that content, and then you will see less content like that going forward. So I hope that has been useful. I hope that's given you lots of ideas for how to make sure you're managing your own social media feeds, that you are staying in control of it rather than letting the platform dictate to you how you should feel. You know, the platforms are never going to do that. We've got to take the onus on as ourselves to make sure that we are in control of that. And if you would like to reduce your social media use and find your smartphone out of your hand more, then take a look at my course, which is all about reducing your phone use, not about throwing it in the bin, not about getting rid of it at all, but reducing your use and gaining back that control. I will pop the link in the description. And I would love for you to subscribe to my channel as well and join me here where I share lots of videos all to do with managing your digital well-being. And I will see you again soon. Take care.